Johny Fontana, Half Amazing TV, back with another video.
You feel what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. I'm a DJ. I'm not the dude that make the record. I'm not that. I'm a dude that'll play your record better than you perform it. Don't play yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm going.
This is a new series that I'm going to make. It's all about the reworks, right? Every Sunday, I'm going to try at least to put out a rework and edit that I've worked on, whether it be new or something that I'm going to bring back for 2020, right? And I think it's very important as DJs that, you know, we sort of learn to make our edits, because I hear a lot of folks talking about, yeah, you need to support the producer, you know, but think about it. It's kind of like ludicrous if you really think about it. The producer makes his own music and then performs and DJs, right? But yet, as a DJ, we don't produce. We rarely get any gigs because we don't produce, but yet we still have to support the producer, who then goes out and gets gigs based on his own production. So what about us? So what we do as DJs is that we actually play the record better than it was actually performed or even created. So for us as DJs, we rework a classic record, you know what I'm saying to you, and then we get the credit and we can perform it so that we have something to call our own.
Jazzy
Digital
Jeff,
files,
man.
yeah.
Jazzy Jeff was the one that said, yo, kid, you need to get on Serato. I was totally against it because I like the way my shows look. I carry 15 crates of records. I'm the first dude. Real talk. I'm the
You know
first
how heavy
dude.
15 crates of records are?
I'm the first dude in hip hop to own a tour bus. 2 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, but when they
Right.
come to my shows to this day, you know what I'm
Fact.
saying? Young kids that come to my show, they see my show, they say, I never seen nothing like that. I never felt like that. It's not about them just coming to see me. They got to buy clothes to wear. They got to get a ride there if they ain't got a ride. They got to pay to get in. Once they pay to get in, they got to buy a drink. They buy drinks for somebody else, and they all doing that
The
because
young lady
in the
beat out
building.
shows has to get the right outfit together.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But they're all doing
Right.
it. The point is that they're all doing it because I'm there.
Yep.
All this preparation because I'm there. So that's why, you know, I'm humbled by that. Every time I see one of my shows and it's packed, ran packed, I'm standing on the stage like, wow, this is like the first time for me. Every day I'm on the show. It's like it's the first time because I'm amazed that they still come the way that they come, and they really appreciate what I do. So it resonates with me a lot.
So every Sunday, I'm going to break out either a new one or one that I've done in the past, and I'm going to bring it back for 2020 because, again, when it comes to edits and so forth and so on, they're sort of long-lasting, especially the classic ones, and they can always be remarketed as new. This one right here is a private mix that Sugarstarr created. A little backstory with that, as you can see in the actual picture here, it was about a year and a half ago, he posted this on his Facebook and that he was working on it. And I was like, yo, dude, like, I love this track. And then finally I hit him up and I was like, where is it? And he basically was just like, it's, you know, being lazy. He didn't want to put it out yet. It's just a private rework. So finally I asked him again, and then he was like, you know what? I'm going to get ahead and take your advice. He remastered it and he sent it to me. Now, I'm going to actually show you how I reworked it, but I'm also going to do, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what it sound like first, right? So the problem that I had with it was that it was premature in bringing out the main part of the actual song, right? So listen. isn't in at 45 seconds. Like it's already started. And I'm like, as a DJ, I want to be able to sort of like let it roll in. And now here's a breakdown. I was like, I need to work that breakdown. I'm not feeling that emptiness like that, right? And it's the same thing for this one right here. Right? It's just kind of empty, feeling kind of empty. Not that I'm going to add anything to it, but I just want to create a little bit more vibe. So here is now my rework. Okay? Now, as you can see, I don't have like the latest and greatest Ableton. I use my Acid because I think it's very manual. It's very manual driven. And it helps me just understand better, especially as a DJ. I'm not a producer, so I don't need like a lot of different buses and all that stuff. So I used this right here, this FX. I used it in order to create continuity along the entire track because of the elements that I include. So basically it's a sample base, so I cut it and I chopped it up and I created like an extension. I just extended the intro, and then now I use the FX again to start it over, right? Now where it would have normally started with the vocals, I'm starting the beat here. So by 1 minute, I can actually get into the song, but still without the vocals. So here's what I did here. I used my effects, and then I chopped it up, and I put everything together, and I even used the volume to create that elevation. And then I took this part, which was originally part of the track, and I chopped it up, but this was in the middle. This was in the middle, so I brought it to the front. You see? This was part of the breakdown. And then I just took that out in order to make it the first part of the song. And then see, I have my delays here on the 8th note, and I have my track compressor so that it doesn't sound so loud, right? It compresses it a little bit. So here we go. It's very DJ friendly. You see the effects? Now again here, I chopped it up before we went to the mix. But you see how like right here, it was sort of like, there was like a little clip. So now I have to extend it a little bit. Yeah, there you go. To sort of get rid of that clip. There you go. That's what happens when you work with samples. When you chop it up and all that stuff. There you go. See, one more time. Gotta get that clip out. But you have to find the right spots where to actually chop them up. You see the effects again? Again, continuity. But I wanted to do it again instead of actually having to sit there and only do it one time. I want to continue and give like a 16 bar, you know? And then I use the effects and I actually hand it so that it doesn't conflict with the sounds. And then I use this effect again to finally introduce the song. see? Now there's a little clip there. I'm gonna have to just sort of extend them. See, so it's like producing, but the thing is, from a DJ's perspective, like I said before, I'm big with taking big completed projects and breaking them down. Whereas producers, they take small blocks and they create something big. Always want to save your work as well. So I'm not really, I'm not starting anything from scratch. And this is what I did with my. Because remember, I'm originally from hip hop, so that's why. And I use the filters. I use the low pass on here. Okay, and I took the EQ and I brought it all the way down in order to get that bass. And then I used the envelopes to sort of gradually lower the volume.
When you wanna suck it to it, relax, don't do it. When you wanna come, when you wanna come.
You see, that was what I did. I took that part and I brought it to the front. But now I have it back here again. You see how I use the effects again? Again, to keep continuity, because I'm using it in different places. And how it was panned. I panned it to the, I believe, to the left, so that it's at what, 18%, right? So that it doesn't conflict with the actual sounds. You see? So that's on the right side, so I needed to make sure that was on the left so you don't get competing sounds. And that's something that you learn, obviously, with production. But I'm not a producer, but I know how to work with this kind of sound. I know how songs are supposed to sound. Always want to save your work. And again, I did it with here. Now you'll notice here, this is not as clean, but
shoot it in the right direction.
you see, it's not as clean. But once the actual track is completed and I compress everything,
Schemes, gotta hit me,
and then it sounds better. Again, it's the same thing. I use my envelopes, my filter. That's basically it. Now, I'll play the actual song for you, and I'm gonna leave the actual track down below with the link so you can download it. Again, it's free. It's a rework, and every Sunday I'm gonna bring one out. Some of my classic ones that I've had in the past, and I'm gonna bring back again. I don't have the actual footage because I just didn't record all of them, or I may have lost some of it because with the USBs, sometimes with the USBs they all like get jacked up, and especially in the past. So I lost a lot of my work, but I'll still put it out, and then you'll have a download version of it as well. But yeah. Again, with DJs, and a lot of times, like, we get overshadowed because it's like, oh, well, all you do is play other people's music. Yeah, but at the same time, we got to get out of this mentality that, we are only as good as other people's music. No, we can actually edit and perform other people's music even better, than how they did, and I'm just tired of this thing of like, oh, well, you got to produce in order to DJ. Well, no, you're a producer, I'm a DJ. Don't go and try to say, well, you need to produce in order for me to DJ, because that's my job. I'm the DJ. I don't make the music. You make the music. You see what I'm saying to you? And now, oh yeah, you gotta share your playlist for everyone and support the producer. But what about the DJ? The producer goes out there, he makes his money based on DJing, but we're sitting here struggling because we don't make music. How does that make sense to anybody? But again, it's the whole everybody is this, everybody is equal, you need to share and all that stuff. That whole, I don't even want to say it, but think about it.